center for individuals with physical challenges in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I am one of our wheelchair softball coaches. And since our facility has been shut down, we've been doing a lot of virtual work. So a lot of different exercises and sharing resources. And today I wanted to work on base running. So we are actually going to use a video from www.wheelchairsoftball.org. They have put up some educational videos for us. So when we do go back to in-person practices and game plays, we will be better prepared. So I could, of course, talk about these different topics, but I myself am a very visual person, so I find that these videos that they provide us are really helpful. So I just wanted to hop on here and say hello. If you have any questions about wheelchair softball, please reach out to us at the center or wheelchairsoftball.org. I know there are still a few tournaments that are going to be able to get to still play this summer. And so if you have any questions as a team or an individual, we would love to get you that information. So this video, I don't want to repeat a whole lot because it'll tell you, but we're going to talk about exploding out of the rack from home base after you've hit, advancing to first and second, different base running strategies, especially if you are caught in what they say a pickle between base to base, and then rules for base running as well. So wheelchair softball is a slow pitch softball game. So there are no stealing bases, but you are allowed to leave as long as you come back before you hit the next base. So this video will go over that a little bit. Hello, I think that's Allison on there. So I'm gonna play this video and then I will hop back on here and we will talk about what we have learned. So let me make sure that I have this set up for us, okay? And I am going to hide myself so you can see this video in full view. So I just heard, you might not have heard the sound on there, of course. So I will make sure that I post the link to that video specifically because it's the tips that are really helpful. So again, what they first talked about was exploding out of that rack, and that'll make a difference if you are a right or left-handed batter. We've talked a little bit about that before. You know, when you're a right-handed batter, you're already facing first base. So coming out of that rack is a little more easier. So you just have to propel forward. But as a left-handed batter, you have to make sure that you have gotten out of that rack and then turn yourself around towards first base without running into that rack again. So just something to think about. Of course, you don't have to use a batter's rack. You could use different tools that would help. The other part was advancing from first to second. So if you plan on staying at first, you will hit the outside of that baseline. You saw that there is an extra base, and you will veer to the right. Now, if you plan on advancing to second, then you've got, as soon as you indicate you've turned left, then you've got to get going. But if you turn right, you'll be safe on that first base. So it also talked about the wheels that have to touch. So that'll be your main wheels that you're on top of and your front casters, but not your fifth and your sixth casters. Okay, advancing base running strategies. So they talked about that you can lead off your base, but you can't steal. So you'll lead off. It's more honestly just to mess with people's head. Because you have to come back before you advance forward. So if I'm on second base, I can lead off second like I'm going to go to third, but I have to make sure I touch that second base again before I go forward. So it's a little tricky. It's more of just a mind game at that point. And then they talked about the pickle situation. So as a runner, you are just trying to mess them up with their passes, right? So staying in between second and third baseman, but they cannot block your path. So just stay straight and work hard, and hopefully you'll get there. Sorry for if there wasn't any sound in that video, but again, a really good visual. So I will post the link to that so you can catch it with some sound. Please take that information and knowledge and practice at home. You can work on your timing. You can work on rounding, running through, rolling through your bases, and making sure that your movements are efficient and what's going to propel you going forward and more fast. So you can make a chalk box at home. If you have a base, that's great. So different things that you guys can do to stay, up to par on all this work and keep your social distance. So I know that was a short time today, but I still feel like it was hopefully a lot of knowledge for you that you can use in your gameplay, and hopefully it'll make you a better player. Again, my name is Paige McCune. I work at the Tulsa Center for Individuals with Physical Challenges, and this video was provided by www.wheelchairsoftball.org. Have a great one. Stay safe, stay well, and stay centered.